Hello there, everyone, this is Mr. Brass, and today I want to talk to you guys about consequences and our choices. Contrary to popular belief, our choices do have consequences, and we can't always be reliant on other people. We can't just say, humans are naturally good or humans are naturally rational, and therefore any deprivation of the goodness of their nature must come from some external force. We should accept that many of our problems come from the inside, and many of our hardships are, in fact, things that we chose to be. Now, I believe we should recognize that our choices do have some effect, and we should know that all of our choices really have a trade-off to them. Now, how does that, you mean? That's what you might say. And let's think about it this way. Let's say I want a dog. I have two options I can get. I can get a very small dog, like the one I actually do have now, or I can get a large dog. There is trade-offs to either one. I can only have one. On the bright side, if I have a big dog, I get protection more. On the downside, I have to feed that big dog a lot more. And I'll likely have him for less. But with a small dog, I give up protection, but I get a dog that lasts longer, and that it's easier to take care of. So, these things have consequences, and whichever one I choose, I have to acknowledge that there is a trade-off to it. This is not something, it's not a world like, I wish the world worked differently, but that's just how sort of things roll. There are no solutions, just trade-offs with this stuff. And as soon as we realize that, I think the better off we will be. Another thing is that we should also realize is that, to get on a bigger subject, is having children. Now, I don't need to tell you guys that having children comes with a lot of trade-offs. For one, if you have a child, you're going to have to invest a lot into it. Even if you're a deadbeat, you still would likely have to pay child support and all those other systems, which I support. Well, let me clarify. I support it, granted, if abortion is illegal. That's a different story for a different day, but that's how I roll with it. So yeah, I believe in that sort of system. And I believe that, so there are trade-offs to having children, for example. One bad side of it is, of course, you have to invest more. You'll get more sleepless nights taking care of the child. You'll have to put in do a lot of work. But on the plus side, you can feel fulfilled. You can pass on your wealth or your legacy. And you can, show that you invest into the next generation. It shows that you care about something beyond your own lifetime. And, and also, you take care of your children when they were young so that when you're old, they will take care of you. That's just sort of how things go. So we have to realize that there are trade-offs in just about every situation. And We should acknowledge that when we make a choice, that's what we're doing. And we shouldn't be upset as much when our choices that we make come back to bite us in the ass. That's just how it works. I believe that if you choose not to have children, hell, even if you choose to not even adopt children, I believe that you should go into that sort of mindset with the expectation that you are going to have to be responsible for your own you're going to be responsible for your own care when you're an old person, when you reach your elderly age. You're not going to have a grandchild or a child that you can pass on, the responsibility for your health to. It'll be completely you. So, yeah, we need to just realize that sort of thing. We can't bitch, moan, whine, cry, and complain that we did not get the effect that we got the effect that our cause put into it. And that does go to the abortion thing. Like, if you choose to have sex, you acknowledge, like if you do not know what, that sex can lead to a baby, you shouldn't honestly be having sex, just to be real. But yeah, so you should not be surprised or upset when the cause that you initiated got the effect that you did not like. I mean, effects do not give a shit about your consent. They just don't. I can't say, if I jump off a skyscraper that, I consent to jumping off a skyscraper, but I do not consent to gravity pulling my body to the ground. That's just sort of a sad thing about it. Because one cause, you can only consent to the initial cause of your situation, not to the effect that your initial decision brings about. Alright. So, that's what I really want to say. I think that, to just sum it up, I think we get surprised when the effects of our choices actually do kick in, as if, in many cases, we're too stupid and we don't realize what these things are. Well, that is all for today. This is Mr. Brass saying goodbye and get wise.